Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the the IWC Radio podcast, talking about AEW Dynasty. I'm Smoot, along with Chuck's, Beans, and Will. Everybody's here.
I always knew you were secretly employed by AEW.
See, that joke probably would have went over like 3 years ago, but I've been very critical of the company lately.
That because John Cena's not debuted yet.
Yeah, he's not gonna. No, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Really?
Have you finally accepted that?
Yes, unfortunately, I've accepted it.
Are you sure?
I mean, unless they buy out AEW somehow.
Yeah, but if they do that, then he's not exactly going to show up on AEW, is he?
Well,
what if he does? He's doing something similar to Punk. And he said he's going to take the title with him when he wins it at Mania. I think he takes the title with him and shows up on Dynamite the next week.
That's true champion.
Okay, well, I gotta say, I don't remember. Well, I mean, it kind of leads into this. I kind of caught a clip recently of Cena and Cody Rhodes on the mic, and I don't think it was last night, but I think it was last week when we didn't do a show. I thought that was better than the one in Brussels.
Well, the one on
the most
Raw
recent
this week
one
was the best one they've done.
Yeah,
that was the back and forth.
So, which
Cena,
one are you talking about?
The one where Cena lamented, oh, you were in another company and all this other stuff. And...
Yeah, I think that might have been this week's one.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was you wearing what colour was you wearing?
I think it was blue. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
It'll be in London.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the best one they've done up to now. This probably should have happened maybe last week or the week before, but it was still pretty good though.
Yeah. I still would like a reason as to why Cena is teaming up with The Rock, because I could see him.
Not because Rock's not been around.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This whole fucking thing's kind of falling apart here a little bit.
Well, this is what I said. I said this after the first thing when you were complaining about the one in what was the first one? It was
Brussels, yeah.
And everyone was saying, "Oh, we still haven't got any answers." And I said, "Well, it's how long have we got? We've still got a good month or so to Mania. Well, 3 weeks."
Okay, can we talk real quick? Hold on, I didn't notice.
What have you noticed?
I didn't notice this before. When Cena comes out, what the fuck is this? Hold on. The little this thing here. Why is it bounce? Well, first off, why is it there? And then second, why does it bounce back and forth?
Is it not supposed to be because there's a blue one above the farewell, red and white, blue and red lights, I don't know, police cars or something stupid.
It does look like police cars, but yeah, I don't know why. Why is he?
I mean, for God's sake, he's got a bloody thingy, a guard's hat on, and his bloody image on the top left.
Yeah.
Thought it was supposed to be all about respect. I mean, that's not
respect.
Well, not anymore. He's not, is he? He's hustle, loyalty, no respect.
Yeah.
That's not what his shirt says.
No, this was definitely the best back and forth they've done up to now.
Beans echoing my point, by the way. Thank you.
Huh? What?
I said you were echoing my point initially because of the merch being the same, essentially, when he turned heel. As well as the aesthetics and all that.
But he explained that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just lazy. It's just lazy booking.
I think they're just not rushing into it. Although it is a bit silly when it's WrestleMania.
Yeah, maybe he'll debut at WrestleMania. Okay, if he doesn't have the new music or merch or whatever by WrestleMania,
I don't think he needs it now. I don't think he needs it. I think it's.
I thought it was
a
quite
waste.
interesting that when they did the graphics for the match, you know, how they changed it to the face-to-face ones, that Cena's was kind of like a blank one, like a black t-shirt and a black hat. Like, it was very, and I suppose we were just keeping it generic, but it very much looked like a very kind of basic heel photo rather than just an angry Cena or a sulky Cena face.
I mean, he's obviously going to have new. I mean, heel or face, he'd have had new merch from Mania anyway, wouldn't he? Let's be honest. He has new merch every week these days. So, he's obviously going to have something different, but I think he's the way they've done it. I think they just carry on doing what they're doing. I've got no problem with it anyway.
Fair enough.
I think that because this last one where they've had the back and forth, because Cena's not on anymore now, is he, until Mania?
He's
Really?
not advertised, but I think he'll show up. He's not advertised for anything, but I
felt like this was the promo that you would have on the go home before Mania, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt bigger than the rest of them, but I think there's probably going to be at least one more. I would have thought. Somewhere.
I mean, I'd like it even if it's just a case of, because obviously, like, Rhodes hit his move on him, didn't he, at the end of this? Like, whether, like you say, he's not advertised, but he runs out in a black tracksuit or whatever and beats the shit out of him before Mania or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm kind of with Beams. It did feel kind of like, let's get all of our verbal barbs in before.
It was all the sound bites that they're going to use in the promo before it. It was like,
exactly.
you could tell that they were just making.
But if that is it, then yeah, it would definitely work as being a final meeting type thing. But I think there's possibly one more, even if it's just a run in or something. I think there's something.
I mean, you might get, like Smoot said, live via satellite thing from him or something as well, and they're obviously going to do video packages building it up where they'll probably show him training or something.
The one, I don't know if you saw, just the one they did last night. They did like a little recap of Monday on SmackDown, and they were talking of, obviously they were just replaying the bits from Monday, and then they were sort of interspersing it with clips from Cena's past, and I thought that was quite good how they were doing some of
that. Have Cena and The Rock both appear via satellite to confront Cody.
That's it. I think if not Cena, I think The Rock's got to show up at some point between now and Mania.
That's the thing. Like this whole ordeal is like just proving Dave Meltzer right. Unfortunately,
they did a thing, or I read somewhere that like Rock was like he wanted to take the back seat on this one because of the Cena thing, and it was like this year isn't about following up with Rock and Cody. It's about like Cena's last year kind of thing. And when I read it, I kind of thought, and that was obviously before the heel turn.
Yeah.
But like now with the way that they've gone, I just kind of do get the feeling that Rock's just kind of like I'll get back involved in it when I need to kind of thing down the road. But
it kind of makes sense from that point of view, but you do feel it does need.
Are you across the room? What happened?
I was just gonna say, Will, have you just took your headset off?
Sorry, I've got this strange habit of leaning on my hand as I'm talking and blocking the mic. Sorry.
Oh, you're right.
No, you're all right. It just sounded like you literally walked away from the mic on the side of the room.
Sorry.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think I can see where he's coming from by leaving it up, just trying to stay away and leaving it up to the other guys. But I do think it would be nice just to see him get involved, at least, even if it's at Mania. If he's just there.
Yeah.
Got to be involved somewhere.
And I love the fact that it's kind of like Rock's kind of made the statement, it was insinuated that it's like, I'll just sit this year out and we'll pick it up again kind of thing. Like, you're going to be like 60 before you finish this bloody storyline. yes, you looked great last year, but we're talking about 2 years down the line from that again.
Yeah.
Like, there's only so many matches you can do, mate.
Some of the comments that they were saying we should have done were pretty good on Raw.
Yeah,
There's
I've got to say the Cody one of, you know, like, they've never said I can't wrestle.
Yeah.
And it's a fair play to Cena as well, because like the eye twitching near enough, like, you know, you touched the nerve, literally, kind of thing. It was.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good. The one before that, though, he said something about. He said that the fans picked. What Cena said something like he wasn't picked as a WWE guy or something, and then Cody said, "Well, who picked you? A guy in office that we don't talk about anymore."
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, the Vince references, yeah.
And
And
I
then
think that led into Tony Khan, the Tony Khan reference from Cena.
Yeah, the
Cody.
billionaire's money. That was a good line. I didn't pick up on that first. I was trying to think what he was talking about. And of course, yeah. But yeah, I think they both did pretty well.
Yeah.
Chuck's still here, by the way. Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm still
Huh?
here. Just waiting for a chance to.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, shit, I've not got a can.
I've got one today. I've got. Just wait. There you go. You hear that?
Yeah, it's a strange sound.
Sounded like you opened that from across the room, too.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Hang
good.
on. I've got some spring water that's fizzy.
Fizzy spring water. Oh boy, here we go.
Well, no, it's going to be crap because it's a twist cap, so.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
What the fuck? Did you just blow into the mic? What was that?
Note to self: don't open a shook-up bottle of sparkling spring water. So close to your mic that you actually got covered in your.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Will was mentioning that.
Sorry,
No, it's
that
alright.
even deafened me because I got an echo through my own thing. So I'm sorry if that absolutely blew everyone's ears.
No,
out.
it just sounded like you went like that. Like, wow. Will was saying before the show that you were drinking something that you hadn't drank before.
Oh yeah. So, you probably I don't think they have it over there. Smoot. There's a drink over here called Oasis, not the Manchester band.
Oh, nice.
So normally it comes in bottles. However, I've got an image here.
Yeah, that's it in the middle.
That's the one. Yeah,
Comes in
That's the
different
best.
flavors.
that's the best one. Summer fruits is easily the best one. Don't care what anyone says.
Summer fruits.
Bollocks.
Really, you don't like it?
I've got to be honest. I don't even know if I've had it.
Oh,
The orange one's the one that I've always had whenever I've had it. I've never had the zero version of it.
I don't mind the orange one, but the summer fruits, a nice cold. It sounds it's a bit of a cliche, but a nice cold summer fruits in the summer is just.
Actually, you
Level.
know, you say that. I think I might have actually, but it was a very, very long time ago. But yeah,
Well, anyway, I can't find an actual official image, but I've got an image on another website. They've started selling it in cans.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen it in cans.
There you go, Spoon. There's a link there.
Okay. Hang on.
And it's them really tall cans, like a Red Bull type can.
Oh, the 330,
Yeah.
but it's really tall. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know where they've come from over here.
I'm
We
not
haven't
sure
never
why
had these
that's a
before.
thing now.
Yeah. But there it is, yeah. In the can.
Are you 18 or older? Yes, I am. Okay, we believe you. It's a really large can. What the hell?
It doesn't have 330 million massive font on the actual real thing.
it's bigger than the actual brand.
It looks cool. What does it taste like?
It's well, same as the one in the bottle. No, it is. It's.
But,
I've always liked. It's always like summer fruit. It is very refreshing.
Yeah, it's a
Well, this
very
website here
normal-
says it's got big, colourful flavours. But I'm not sure either of those words can be used to describe a flavour, can it?
Well, no. Plus the fact it's in a can, so I can't see the colourful flavours.
How would you describe an orange?
Sweet,
Zesty.
although maybe sometimes a bit bitter. It depends on how citrusy it is.
All right, fair play,
But mostly
fair play.
sweet.
I believe there's that. I remember looking at this, and it's probably not the best advertising, but I did
So are you
actually look at
drinking this out of a can now?
I am drinking out of a can now. Yes.
Okay, no wonder it
Is it
sounded like
exactly
you
the
were looking at
same
them across
as
the room.
you? Is it exactly the same as a bottled drink?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no.
You get more in a bottle, though, right?
Yeah, the bottles are 500 ml.
Okay.
Normally cost you about 1,500 quid.
You can actually get the bigger fridge bottles, the 1.5 litre bottles.
So
It's strangely it's quite hard to come by in supermarkets. You know?
I've never seen them.
Yeah, I think Tesco usually has them.
Yeah.
But your average corner shop and stuff, you're just gonna get the little bottles. But yeah, no, it's I highly recommend being I'm sure someone's gonna say, a nice cold lager or something is probably better. Being a non-drinker, if I had to pick a summer drink, I always go for two actually. An ice cold Coke or Pepsi, either way, or a summer fruit oasis. I was amazed when I went to. There was a pub not too far from me. We went for a meal a couple of months back, and they had Oasis on tap, and I was like, I've never seen it before in any pub.
Why is everything Oasis is everywhere now? Is it just because
It
they've
seems to be.
reformed and now they're really branching out into different?
Yeah, that's what it is. Getting it back for the tour.
It's a little bit thingy now because it was earlier today, but why is my Windows not working?
Oh, look, I've never seen that. So I'll sold that bottle.
Oh my god!
That's a 1.5 litre bottle, by the way.
I had a can of this earlier today.
Stormtrooper beer. I've heard of this. So I wouldn't let go for it myself, but I've heard of it. Any good?
What does it taste like? Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. I got a pack of 3, and there's 3 different drinks. One's a stout, one's an IPA, and shit, what's the first?
Stout's like Guinness, isn't it? That's that type of drink.
Yeah.
Situation Normal IPA.
But that one that I had today, it's a pale ale, so it's not very fizzy, but it's a bit more fruity beer. Effectively, it's got a bit more of a fruity-ish flavour to it.
Passion fruit, grapefruit, mango, all here.
The other one that they did was weird because it was zesty and it had like a real sharpness to the end of it.
Is it this
But it was a
one?
lager. Sorry, I'm on a different screen.
Vocation.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Click
The
on
Galactic
this.
Pale Ale. That one had a bit of a sharp aftertaste to it, which wasn't as nice. But yeah, it's still nice. I've not tried the stout yet. That's still in the fridge.
Flavors of mango, citrus, pine, and blueberry. Quite soft overall with a lovely clean bitterness.
Yeah. Oh, I'm quite happy that I got it quite right.
I'm not sure these have got the legal rights to using Stormtrooper. Permission from Disney.
Well,
They
makes
come
you
in a
say
big
that.
tube that's got like a woman that looks very much like Princess Leia, like kind of swinged by a stormtrooper, and you're like, that never happened.
I've I remember with George that one. So one of the guys in work was telling us about this Stormtrooper BM. It must be the same thing.
Yeah, they look like they've had a variation on the designs over time a little bit. But I'm trying to find because it comes in a tube, but it's the one that they're showing. The one that they're showing here on it is a different image on the tube.
I got some free beer during the week.
Oh, that's always good.
Do you remember me telling you a couple of weeks back that I went to my local corner shop, was selling that Foster's Shandy off cheap,
Oh yeah.
and I got
like,
2 crates for
offered
like a
you
tenner.
like his entire stock.
Yeah, well, I was in there again the other day, unrelated matters, and as I was getting served, he said, "It was." As I say, I know him anyway. He's worked in the shop for years, and he was just sort of joking with me. He said, "Was that joint nice?" I said, "Yeah, it's alright." He said, "I've got another one there. Do you want it?" And I said, "Yeah, go on." So he went. It was in his stock room. So he went and got it for me, and he went, "The last one." He said, "Go on, you can have it." He let me have it for nothing.
Oh, that was nice.
So I think he just couldn't get rid of it. He was just trying to fob it off to me, but I don't care.
No, I'm just gonna say, yeah, if he's not charging you for it. Yeah.
No,
Free
I'm
is
sure they'll
free.
charge me again because every time I go in there, he never actually works stuff out properly, so you always end up paying more than you actually paying things anyway.
It's one of them where he sticks his finger in the air, see what direction the wind's going in, and that's what you charge.
He's probably made a lot of notes actually. So next time I come in, charge me more to make up the money he's lost on the cans.
Alrighty. Should we get to the pay-per-view?
Have to. Anything else?
Can I just briefly mention, because we were talking about WWE, did everyone watch the promo between Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton?
Yes. I'm gonna bring it to
What
later, but
the holy hell was this?
I did not, but I kind of saw a blurb on Instagram about it when I was.
yeah, you need to watch it later.
Holy
Man.
shit.
It's crazy.
I,
Well, apparently it just went totally off script, didn't it? Because
Well, I don't know that there
crowd-
was a script. This is
No, I don't think there was, and I think that I'm just gonna drop shit in the promo because that'll, But
Yeah.
while I'm getting talked over and don't deliver it with any confidence, it just went under the radar. Like, she just said shit. Like,
shit
And
as
then
in like
wasn't
you're
too
fucking
friend of
shit,
the
or
show.
like shit as in like, oh shit, I'm in trouble.
no, she said, I can't even remember what the bloody line was. It was that bad.
I can't remember actually now. Yeah.
But it was kind of like, you're full of shit or something along them lines to Charlotte. But then we got she was talking about how many matches at Mania that she's, 4 and 3, and then Tiffany was kind of insinuating, yeah, but on your ring finger you're 0 and 3. And then Charlotte tried to quickly dab in, oh, but Kaiser's in my DMs, and it's just like, what?
Mm.
It was just weird, but it felt like there was an element of realism to it, but not in a good way, not in
Yeah.
any kind of controlled promo way. It just felt erratic and out of control, and God knows what the fucking hell the plan is.
There's definitely a little bit of beef between the two. Real beef.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
They're definitely
Remember
not
they did-
gelling.
They did the backstage one, didn't they, with a kind of split screen one?
Yeah.
Which turned into
that
where
was-
they just talked over one another all the way through it.
Mm.
Well, they did, but in that one, afterwards, I remember people saying that Charlotte completely owned her. Basically, she's been doing it for long enough. She's fine in a situation like this. Tiffany got lost, and this one was so bad. I was wondering if Charlotte was deliberately throwing it to like make Tiffany look better. It was so bad, but it was Charlotte that was really bad. Tiffany seemed to remember
Yeah.
some of her lines and was able to like do the thing, and Charlotte just started making noises like she was 4 years old.
Mm.
I think
She had nothing to say.
I honestly think that there was an element that she was thrown by the crowd again.
Oh, she was definitely
really
put off of it, yeah.
after all this time. It's not the first time she's been booed. She knows that she came back. She won the Rumble, and that next show she was on, when she had to decide who she was going to challenge, she was booed a lot. She knows that's the reaction she's getting.
Was this still in the UK?
This was Chicago, wasn't it?
Chicago, oh shit! Yeah. Then wow.
But it was loud.
Well, I think she got put off a bit off kilter because Tiffany brought up Charlotte was on some talk show, wasn't she, during the week, and she was in tears talking about the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
Tiffany brought that up. I think that put her. I don't know.
Yeah, because it was kind of like you're the queen, you're infallible, but yeah, I'm watching you on TV crying your eyes out, kind of thing.
But that was towards the end. It had already gone way off the rails.
Yeah.
But after that,
I think where it initially started was, I think Charlotte was thrown by the crowd response, and she was kind of doing that thing of let them obviously get the booze out. She then tried to re-engage the promo and hopefully carried on. And then they started booing again. And then she just kind of said, go on, you go, or something. And then I think that Tiffany thought that she was kind of taking the bull by the horns a little bit by going down the personal route or whatever. And I think it just came across wrong. And I don't know if it was Charlotte feeling vulnerable in it or whatever, in the way that she can be. But she, like you say, it just got lost from that point. It just turned into this weird muttering, talking over one another, bizarre thing. And like Wade Barrett just stood in the middle, like grinning, and just kept putting his arm out when Charlotte walked closer towards Tiffany. It was just like, okay.
He put a tweet out this morning, didn't he? Yeah, there it is. He just didn't look like he wants to be there, did he? But that's the tweet he's mentioned this morning.
I wanted to be Sir David Frost. I ended up being Jerry Springer.
I thought that there were going to be a comment about how very similar their outfits were as well.
Yeah, I thought that as well. Yeah.
Who's your Nixon? Kaiser next week. Jeez, I wonder how true that is.
It definitely didn't help with any form of selling a match. I have zero interest in it.
This is going to be a total disaster.
I don't know. I think it's going the other way. I'm actually more interested to see how this goes now. Because if there is a bit of genuine beef between them, and it could get a bit messy, which I think will be hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's just going to go down the route of Charlotte winning it and Tiffany kind of.
I can definitely see this being like a Lesnar Goldberg, just shitting on it,
Lesnar Strowman.
Like when you think about it initially, if someone had said that's a match that they'll go down the route of, before the Rumble, you'd be thinking, oh yeah, that could be quite interesting.
Yeah.
But it just feels like a car crash at the moment. It's like any time they've tried to do any form of interest in it. And I don't think, because Wade Barrett started it off by, I think he only asked the one question at the beginning, didn't he? And then it just went into tirade. And he was like, first question is like, why did you pick Tiffany? And it was like, like we were talking about before with you always want to make your opponent look good whilst you're also insulting them, but not degrade them to the point of what's the point in beating them kind of thing. And it just, like Charlotte didn't start off by saying you've got potential and you're great or whatever, or I respect what you do. It was just kind of like you're a little girl, it just, the whole thing's weird.
I'll have to definitely check it out then, because...
You really do. I want to see your reaction to this.
We'll have to watch it after the show,
Yeah.
It was definitely interesting.
I spent 20 years being so frustrated by the over-scripted promos in WWE, and now I get it. These guys really could have done with a second take.
It's one of them, isn't it, where it was kind of like, it's that, not everyone fits that cookie cutter, do they? It's like some people need it, some people don't.
Right.
Well, and if Tiffany needs it, that's fine. And actually, in this one, I think she did mostly all right. I was really surprised to see Charlotte doing as badly as
That's
she did.
where I think
it
really
was
fell
completely
down.
her fault.
Because the crowd
And
got to her, and if it was like the UK, I could understand. I could get that.
I
But
don't
Chicago?
understand how someone who has been at her level for as long as she has been could be thrown by an audience that badly.
I've kind of said this though before to you when I've talked about I really worry about Charlotte in mental space.
Maybe.
Just because of how it's very, very much an act that putting on this queen persona and being the best and all this, when you see such a fragile person in other areas whenever it's... And I mean, that's fair play to her. She's playing a character and she's playing it well. But, like, we've spoke about how she drastically changes her looks constantly and...
Yeah.
Like, there's obviously a lot of cosmetic surgery and there's this thing where I just don't see the confidence in her in reality. And I do wonder whether it plays a part in stuff like that. And like you say,
maybe
Tiffany's, she even though she's champion, like you say, she's young, it's her first major run, and she's going up against the experienced person. And you think that in these instances, Charlotte's the one that she should be, leaning on for getting through these promos and stuff. And then this really did fall apart because, like you say, it did feel like it was coming from Charlotte's side, and Tiffany was trying to make things a bit edgy and trying to keep it going, but it just I don't know. If I was in Tiffany's position, I think I'd be really frustrated in the fact that you just feel like she's being left out to dry, kind of thing.
Yeah, this whole program's not working out with her.
It's really, really strange. But yeah, I don't
know. Should we get to Dynasty now after that?
No. One other thing from last night.
Okay.
Go on, you're going to mention this one.
Sorry, is it going to be Punk's favor? We finally found out what Punk's favor is going to be.
This I also saw. Yeah, this was very endearing and sweet, I thought.
Is that what you were going to say, Beans?
No.
Oh.
No. Ooh, there's more
Kevin
things.
Owens.
I was going to mention Kevin Owens. Yeah.
So the story is that he's been working with an injured neck that has been bothered him for a period of time, and now he requires surgery. And he got the segment to come out and tell people.
Yeah.
And then people started wondering whether it's all a work and whether,
I think it's
part of. You think it's a work?
I hope it is.
Okay, hold on. He's coming out in pink, in a pink jacket, even if it is like repping the Hitman.
Yeah, but it's Kevin Owens.
No, it's a work.
I just saw a picture of him watching Plymouth Argyle wearing that thing. What you on about?
I think it's a work.
No,
I hope it is. I don't think it is, but I really hope you're right.
I don't think it is because there was little things, and I thought it was a bit strange with Randy Orton coming out.
Yeah.
And I thought they probably should have just left it there. But then there was also the element of Orton when he was stood on the steps and he looked at him, and you could read his lips where he looked at him and just basically said, "This is fucked up." Like,
no, he says, "Go get yourself fixed up." That's what he says to him.
Oh, does he? I thought he said this is fucked up, meaning like with one-star match kind of thing.
There's a little bit here at the end. If you watch him leaving.
Yeah, he has.
Right here. And, whoa, someone said something. Right?
Apparently, there's another angle.
Oh, was there?
there's a fan
It sounds
cam
like
angle.
he says something along the lines of, "This isn't a story" to the guy.
No,
Well, no.
I think he shouted something like, "You're still shit."
He does, yeah. He says, "You're still shit," and Kevin Owens basically says to him, "Say it again." And I think he'll say it again.
This was
and they
also
fucked
the
off.
element where I thought that, it was quite a real thing because the camera quickly went on to Randy Orton and stayed on him while you could see Randy
Zoomed right
watching
up,
him have the interaction, and he was obviously just kind of like, "Ugh." And like you said, there's been some other footage from the fan side that's come out since where you just think, yeah, I think that really bothered him because this does appear genuine.
Hold on, let me throw it on the screen here.
I didn't hear that. What did he say?
Yeah, you can't really hear what he's saying, but it just apparently the guy definitely shouts, "You're still shit," and then he turns around and said, "Who said that?"
Yeah.
And then when he knows who it is, he says, "Say it again." And I can't make out what he's saying.
He definitely called him a bitch, though. I read that.
Yeah, I think this is definitely legit. There was a rumor last week that there was something going on with this match because they weren't sure what the situation was with Owens' neck.
And when you think about it as well, he's not been physical, has he? In the last few weeks since. He's not really done an awful lot since that Rumble match, apart from the Sammy match, after that.
I was just going to say, what's crazy about it? Apparently he's been going on with these issues for the last 4 months. That's what he said. Now, in that 4 months, they had that crazy spot with the ladder in the Cody match.
Yeah. Apparently, someone said that he'd worked a normal match in January, and he just in normal moves, he tweaked his neck, and something wasn't right since then. And I saw someone reply with the match he had in January with Rey Mysterio, with a video where there was 2 instances where everyone kept going on about him taking a DDT in it because he took it like RVD, where it spun on his head kind of thing. But there was 2 parts in the match where one way he went for a pop-up powerbomb and he kind of like landed funny on the side of his head a little bit, and he just moved. They were only small movements, but you know that they're the kind of things where you probably would pick up an injury. So
it's a shame, I think this would have been a decent match, him and Orton, but
have Orton face Nick Aldis here.
Yeah,
well,
that's
that's the rumor now. That could be
Nick Aldis. So yeah, the rumor is now is Aldis actually gonna.
Why Nick Aldis though?
Why not?
There's got to be a better option. I don't know. What's Sami Zayn doing?
He's out injured, isn't he? He's done something. He's recovering.
Oh, God. There's got to be someone better than Nick Aldis.
Aleister
This
Black.
is his first match in WWE.
Yeah, and it's at WrestleMania. Let's go.
Does anyone even really know who he is?
Probably not.
Yeah, he's Livian of Gladiators.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'd like it if they did the kind of like Seth Rollins thing, like where Cody came back. If they had like a mystery opponent for
someone a bit random,
the wild card.
Even if it's not a huge reveal or anything, just something a bit, like it just creates a bit of intrigue, doesn't it? Going into it from a situation where it's just unfortunate that you can't do what you originally wanted to do, but.
The wild card.
There's got to be someone who's not doing anything. I don't know what Bron Breaker's plan is.
Nick Aldis.
Cool. It's not Nick Aldis. It's someone other than Nick Aldis.
Jimmy
Uso. What's Jimmy Uso up to?
Oh, who gives a fuck?
Honestly, I'd love it if it were Aleister Black.
I think he's already.
Who gives a fuck?
They're already doing the vignettes for him, aren't they? So I don't think it's going to be him.
No, but if he has a mystery opponent, I think someone alluded to the vignette showing some numbers which suggested the dates, which was the SmackDown after Mania.
Yeah.
What about I've seen someone suggest Uncle Howdy. He's got a bit of history with him.
Uncle Howdy.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Howdy.
listen. I think Nick Aldis would be better than Uncle Howdy.
Andrade.
I wouldn't be totally against seeing Nick Aldis. I'd like to see him get involved.
Let him, yeah, he's been like a fucking GM. He's been shoehorned into the GM position for God knows how long.
I think-
Let him have a match.
I mean, there's an interesting situation where they could kind of go that Aldis is going to be frustrated with taking that RKO, and does he recruit someone to face Randy at Mania to kind of get?
Well, I don't know if you remember. There's a clip from I think it was last year sometime where he RKO'd him last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Part of some storyline.
Did them both, didn't he?
He fined him. He fined him 50 grand.
And
there's
Orton gave
there's
him
clip of
100,000.
Yeah, he gave him 100k and he said, "What's this for?" He said, "This is for next time." So he's already paid the fine.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be totally, even if we all know that it's a match that come out of nowhere. You don't really need to explain it much, do they?
Out of nowhere.
I was right in the middle of his head then. Yeah, that's quite good. Yeah, I wouldn't be totally against Nick Aldis.
I saw something where they were saying that, which I thought was weird, but they were talking about Nick Aldis getting the match with him, and then something along the lines of making it a no DQ or something, and then Kevin Owens gets involved in it, which I thought, well, why don't you just do the Kevin Owens match if it's all a swerve? You don't,
Yeah.
it didn't seem to make any sense, but.
I was on the fence saying that it's probably a work and whatnot, but after seeing that fan interaction, despite the pink jacket, I definitely am kind of with you guys that it seems like a legit thing that he's gonna have to recuperate.
And to be honest, if it does end up turning into being a swerve, then I'm sorry, it sounds like it could be getting the Mark Henry treatment if he does it well.
That's what I'm saying. Like the pink jacket, dude. Like you never trust it.
Do you know what? I must admit, when he was doing the promo last night and he was talking about, he started off telling about all the stuff he achieved, didn't he, in his career.
I'll have to watch this as well, by the way.
There was a thought of the thing about Mark Henry, but I don't think so. I don't think it looks. I think it's too legit for it to be anything else.
Yeah, and I think it because obviously the character that he's been playing recently, it was so far detached from, and again, I know that obviously if you were going to make it a swerve, you'd want to go down that road as well, but it's such a difficult thing because it did seem very genuine. And he also looks like the type that he doesn't want to show that emotion.
You could tell, well, speaking of it, you could tell emotionally, you could tell he was gutted.
Yeah. Well, when they did what I thought was really weird, like just before the segment, they show him like walking down the corridor. And they showed Kevin Owens walking down the corridor, and they were saying like up next, like Kevin Owens kind of thing.
Yeah.
And his face was really like blotchy and red.
Yeah.
And I thought he looks really. Like what? I mean, I know we were talking about Liv Morgan when I said that she didn't look too well, but I just thought that. I thought that there was something different where he didn't look right, and again, he just made you think that as he's like you say, been quite emotional, and he's trying to get himself ready to do it, kind of thing. But yeah.
Yeah, I hope it's not. If it is, I think it is legit. If it is legit, I hope he's not out for too long. He'll be back soon.
Yeah. You're trying to find it, Smooth.
Yeah.
It's around that.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. Oh, that could just be the lighting.
Yeah, but he just looks very blotchy. I don't know. At first, I thought it was like fake tan, and it was a bit too much. But when he comes out, it doesn't.
He's not a fake
look
tanner,
the same.
though.
That's what I mean. It didn't look right for him because he doesn't normally look different.
Also, I don't know what it means, if it means anything at all. He's wearing a Finn Balor shirt,
Yeah.
which is a bit strange. You know, he's not in any kind of issue with him, is he? But...
And a Brett Hitman hoodie here. I'm telling you, like if it wasn't if he would have picked like any other like Brett the Hitman Hart sort of thing, like I'll have to watch this after the show, but like the pink jacket is still making me think that it could just be like I'm gonna get one over on you, haha.
I can see what you mean, but I don't think it is this time.
Well, yeah. If it is a swerve, yeah, I definitely think it would be better than the Mark Henry one for sure. For sure. All right, now do we want to talk about Dynasty?
No.
Okay.
No, but I suppose we have to, don't we?
Okay.
No. There was something else on SmackDown.
CM Punk's favor.
Yeah. He's in the main event of
There was
WrestleMania.
something else.
He is in the main event, but that was not the favor he was owed.
That's not the favour.
And they opened the show teasing it, and Punk said, "No, not now. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell the tribal chief." Oh, he called him the tribal dog or something. Or the big
dog.
chief. He called him the big chief.
Oh, it was the Raw where he called him Big Dog, wasn't it?
He did call him Big Dog, and Roman didn't like that.
didn't like that,
The look
did he?
he gave him, like, fuck you.
I was hoping he was going to say Juggernaut as well, but no, unfortunately not.
You see at the start of this, he had started this segment when he was going out, just getting in the ring, and he did the Rock slapping of his arms, and he
Did
said
he?
something to the
Yeah,
camera,
with
but
the
I couldn't quite make out what he was saying. But he said, I'm pretty sure he said something about Dwayne, but I couldn't quite make out what he was saying.
I don't know if he said jokingly something like, "Hey, you're right, Dwayne," or something like that, because he was
Probably
getting
was something like that,
goosebumps
yeah.
in Chicago or something. But
Tell you what though, as we're watching this now, they were a good crowd, but coming back off the European crowd, they were terrible, weren't they?
Well, that's not what Punk said. He said
They
they
were just-
tell
they were-
me that the best TV audiences are overseas, but
Well,
not
the right
tonight or something.
film. Sorry,
He actually has a watch on. How about it?
Yeah, he needs to see it. It says it's clobbering time.
it does. Yeah, I'm sorry, Phil, but whoever told you that, they were right. I said they weren't bad. They weren't, but just compared to what we've had the last couple of weeks, they just seem. I think it was just that just the position of what we've had the last few weeks compared to now. They just seem very quiet.
as usual.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Especially during the another thing that happened on SmackDown that we haven't mentioned. Ray Phoenix debut.
Yep,
Phoenix debut, yeah.
that was my other one.
They were just totally silent, really. After the entrance to the match, they were just dead.
I am so much more pumped to see Ray Phoenix than I was to see Penta.
Really?
Yeah. I think Ray Phoenix is so much more polished than Penta. I think
Gotta be
that
honest,
Ray
I don't
Phoenix is
really-
a great hybrid between a young Rey Mysterio and what he can achieve in the ring athletically, but he also has the fortunate that he's a bigger build and looks like he belongs with bigger people, and it isn't that underdog story all the time.
Oh, Phoenix?
Yeah.
Penta's got to be bigger than Phoenix, isn't he?
He is, but that's where I think the difference is I think Penta's bigger in size and looks more like the typical main eventer, but I think that he doesn't have the same abilities as Ray Phoenix in the ring for high flying stuff. Whilst I'm not saying Penta's, but I do think that Ray Phoenix, there were elements in that match, in that debut match, that I just you were kind of like wow, like it was like Whereas you watch Penta, and I know that there's nerves and things, but we were all joking that bloody leg drop off the first rope on his debut match on Netflix, and it was just like I don't feel
I must
there's
admit-
that kind of sloppiness in Ray Phoenix.
Not being a massive AEW watcher like weekly, I don't really know much about them. Either of them, to be honest.
They didn't really grow at all. There was no character development in their whole time there. They were there. They had some great matches, and that was really it.
I mean, I've when I first started watching AEW and they were on at the beginning, I was still a similar kind of feeling. Really, it was like it felt like the tag team where Ray Phoenix was the young, athletic one that did a lot of the work, and Penta was the power of the group, kind of thing. And I think that it is still. That's probably why it works so well as a tag team as well, because you've got that dynamic, haven't you? But yeah, I just, like I say, I just feel that when I was watching Ray Phoenix, I just feel like there's a. I know he's younger as well, which plays a part, but I just felt that there's a bit more of a ceiling for Ray Phoenix, I think, in what he can achieve there at the moment.
I like how he's done it as well. It's. I mean, we're saying this a lot now with WWE, but in the past, I think he would have just debuted, and there would have been nothing about his past, or
yeah,
well,
they would have talked about him like he's just been like spotted somewhere, scouted.
But they actually mentioned about his past they mentioned Penta as well. You wouldn't have got that in the past. They did mention.
Well, they're saying it's his brother, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he mentioned that they've been tag champions around the world and stuff like that, and little things like that you just you no way would have got that a couple of years ago.
Speaking of AEW, by the way, Dynasty.
Sorry.
Dynasty tomorrow.
What? Guys, did I tell you about a drink I've been drinking?
Let's get to it, Beans. Come on. Dynasty, come on.
Punk's favor, by the way, he's going to have Paul Heyman in his corner.
There we
at
go.
WrestleMania.
That's what we want to talk about.
That's what it's all about. That's what we've been building for this whole time. Yeah, Punk has made Paul Heyman agree to be in his corner at WrestleMania instead of Roman Reigns's, which I'm not sure makes any difference. Ringside is ringside. He's going to be there.
Did you see the footage that people pulled up from 2013?
No.
Did the promo
in 2013 when
He
Punk, just before he left and he was on the roster, Paul it was when, I don't know if it was around the Lesnar storyline or whatever, and know, like where Punk did that kind of like, it's when he had the Wolverine chops.
Yeah.
And there was a promo where Paul Heyman said, "One day you will main event WrestleMania, and when you do, I will be the one that walks down that aisle with you." And he referenced it in the promo as well. He said, "You said this on national television."
Yeah.
So I was surprised that they didn't pull it back instantly, and I'm sure they will do in promo packages now the way they've done it. But
they definitely will.
Yeah, I thought it was a good spot that someone pulled it out and found it. And, but then also it's kind of like, you've kind of ruined it. But
long-term storytelling.
Yeah, certainly.
Which you can see on AEW Dynasty tomorrow night.
Oh my god!
All right. Okay. Fine. Sure. Let's do that then.
Speaking of CM Punk, did you know he used to work for AEW? Sorry, but we've been going for an hour. I felt like we kind of needed to get to our main stuff.
Totally. Don't even know who this
Beans, why are you stalling? Why are you stalling, Beans? Like, we're all on even ground now.
I'm just training myself to have to deal with something that goes on for about 6 hours.
Yeah, WrestleMania's in 2 weeks. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's done over 2 nights now. Dynasty's going to be going on till Tuesday morning.
They're going to be fine. It's going to be like a 3-hour show, probably.
I'm only joking. But I have absolutely no idea who probably half this roster's going to be or what the matches are. So.
Okay.
To be fair, the last two AEW pay-per-views I've watched, yeah, they've got better with the timing. You don't last 3 days, I do so.
That's what I said. Yeah.
All right. Well, I need to catch up on this week's AEW too, so this is going to be a bit of a surprise to me as well.
Oh.
We're all going in a little bit blind.
They've announced the Owen Hart brackets here. Let me pull that up in regards, because there's some matches at Dynasty that'll be taking place for Owen spots.
Yep.
And I've already gone ahead and I've already filled out the brackets here. This is the men's 2025.
Yeah, so we're going to get a couple of these on the show.
That's right. Such as Will Ospreay and Kevin Knight, who I've never heard of.
Kevin Knight.
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure. I'm not that sure. I think Kevin Knight. I'm going to just double check now. No, he's not. That's not who I thought he was. I thought he was Paige's brother. They were all knights, right? But no, this is a different Knight. This is very much not Paige's
For
brother.
some reason, I've got Kevin Hart stuck in my head.
He looks more like Kevin Hart.
Is there any relation to Michael Knight, of the guy who used to drive Knight Rider?
Knight Rider.
No, he's not related to Hasselhoff.
Kid.
Yeah. No, so he's a guy. I don't really know who he is, but evidently.
Can we pretend he's related to Michael Knight just for a laugh?
Sure.
Yeah, if you want, sure. Afraid I can't let you do that, Will. So, well, let's start there then. Will Ospreay, Kevin Knight. Dare I say this is an obvious prediction? Points all round here. It seems like it's, you know.
Yeah, I'm going with Ospreay for sure.
You're going with Ospreay. Wow.
I'll
That's a
take
shocker.
a plunge. Say Ospreay.
Whoa.
A plunge, you say?
Yeah, I don't know.
Plunging. Will, Ospreay.
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that too then. Sorry, Kev. Well, let's carry on as we started then. We also have Will Ospreay's nemesis, Kyle Fletcher.
Who I think
Okay.
is going to be the winner of this thing.
Yeah, you might be right.
By
You might
the way.
well be right there. Kyle Fletcher has Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, do you think he fucking has a chance, apparently? Apparently Mark's got a win over Kyle Fletcher at some point.
At some point. Okay.
Supposedly. Because somebody made a note of that on Dynamite.
I will look that up for you. Find out if that's true. In the meantime, though, anyone else got anything?
Yeah, I'm going with Kyle, sorry.
I know you were. You said you were doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
What about these other guys?
Yeah, I'll go Fletcher.
I'll go Briscoe.
Whoa. Okay,
That's a
Fletcher
bold
for
pick
me,
from Beans.
obviously.
I'm
Mark
already losing.
Briscoe has beaten Kyle Fletcher twice, in fact. June the 20th last year, that was in ROH, and December the 12th last year, Continental Classic Blue League match. Mark Briscoe beat Kyle Fletcher on Winter is Coming 2024.
Okay.
Why don't I just get Game of Thrones?
I don't
Because
know.
I said Winter is Coming. In fact, in singles matches, Mark Briscoe has a 2-1 record over Kyle Fletcher.
Oh, there you go.
In fact, you've made me think that there's all these stats. I think Briscoe's going all the way.
He might be. Could be his year.
You want me to put that in the box? You think he's going all the way?
Yep.
Okay.
earlier, Will. I am so sorry. That
Uh-oh.
wild card and Hangman Adam Page match is not confirmed for the pay-per-view. That was just a rogue Wikipedia editor. It may end up being on the show, but it has now been taken off the page. So that edit you did to the image earlier may have been unnecessary.
I wasted 3 minutes of my life doing that.
You did, although at least it had it gave you time to change the Philadelphia.
I don't know what you're talking about. There was no issue there.
You mean this isn't happening?
That extra slide. Well, I don't know. It's not confirmed to be happening, but we can predict it anyway, and then just.
I had to duplicate an entire group of tiles and things like that just to.
Hang on a minute. We're talking about Will wasting 3 minutes doing this graphic. We're talking about Dynasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are.
How many minutes of my life am I losing to this pay-per-view?
Are you going to watch it?
No.
No.
Why not?
Yeah, but I'm in to predict it.
Oh, right. Oh, I don't know. Probably.
Bloody wrestling podcast. Who thinks of these things?
Shocking.
I might actually watch it.
I was all set to watch it tonight, and then I realised it was tomorrow.
That's what, dude. I cannot keep straight.
Just choose one.
Yeah.
Saturday pay-per-views are fine. Sunday pay-per-views are fine. Just stick with whatever it's going to be.
Please.
But okay,
Saturday
let's do
is
this.
so much better for us British folk. With jobs.
Yeah, the match in theory would be Adam Page versus the Wild Card, who last year was Adam Page.
Can I just ask that, obviously these matches and quarterfinals, I'm presuming then that the tournament doesn't continue at Dynasty?
No, this is just setting up a big Dynamite episode.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's so TNA.
Yeah.
Alright, never mind. I'll have to wait a few weeks then to find out if Briscoe goes all the way.
You will. Yeah.
You could watch the pay-per-view and see him get knocked out. Possibly.
It's true, then you'll know.
Yeah.
No one's got anything here? Hangman?
Oh, we're actually doing that?
Yeah.
I think.
Well,
first off, who do you think the wild card is supposed to be?
John Cena.
I don't know, but I'm predicting the wild card wins. I think the wild card he's a safe bet to win the whole thing. Wild card might go all the way.
God.
Who was known as Wildcat? Who was that?
That was Mark Monroe.
Yeah.
Was it? Is that what you're thinking of? Sorry.
Wild Man.
Oh man, Mark Monroe. Wildcat? No, Bearcat was Keith Lee.
Bearcat. What happened to him? He's still alive.
Did you say Meerkat?
Yeah, Meerkat Keith Lee.
Oh.
When you look at Keith Lee, you think, Meerkat.
Yeah.
That's an appropriate nickname for that guy. He's always standing on his hind legs, looking for danger in the distance.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he looked like on the Hall of Fame.
Oh my god, he was standing up and walking around.
Can't wait to see him again this year.
I'm picking Adam Page because I think the wild card is Jeff Jarrett.
Chris Harris. Oh, he was Wildcat.
He was, you're right.
That's who I was thinking of.
Wildcat Chris Harris.
Oh my
Knock
God.
knock, who's there?
Braden Walker. Yeah.
Aiden.
I remember that. One of the
By the way,
weirdest
if they
crowd
don't
chants
do a
ever.
segment at the Hall of Fame this year, where you see Keith Lee just walking around, lost again,
I'm really looking forward to it.
and then someone actually bumps into him and goes, "Oh, you're still here."
I've been
He's still
stuck in this
contracted to
building.
AEW.
I'm looking for Swerve.
Yeah, he's still signed to AEW, so he probably shouldn't show up at the Hall of Fame.
Beans, who you got? Adam Page or the wild card? And if you pick wild card, well, you gotta tell us who you think the wild card is as well.
Wild card, Mark Morrow.
That's who you're going for. Okay.
And you think he's gonna win?
I do as well, yeah. He's gonna be in the finals against Briscoe, but sadly he might fall a little bit short.
Okay.
Oh man.
Will?
I can't think of anything funny to say, so I'll just say Adam Page.
Adam Page. Okay.
Okay. All right. So
I'll throw in a wild card. It's going to be Darby Allin.
Isn't he just about to climb Everest?
What? Is he? Maybe
Yeah.
not.
Has anybody,
At the base
wait,
camp right now, I think.
has anybody checked on him though?
Only that bastard will fucking do a coffin drop off top of the tallest mountain on the planet.
He starts his Mount Everest climb on April 15th. That's my birthday. The climb normally takes 2 months. It could be longer with an inexperienced climber.
I mean,
She
fair
won't
play.
be Bow Mountain. Look at that.
Probably not Darby Allin.
What's it? So I presume he's climbing to base camp as well.
I don't really know how it works. Is that cheating? If you don't,
A lot of people
Like
just
drive into base camp.
arrive at base camp and then it's
Yeah.
the big trek in it to the.
well, if
But if it's taking months, then it sounds like I don't know. Sounds like they're journeying to base camp via foot.
Everyone does it now. don't they? There's a queue and everything to get up there.
yeah, there's loads of people up there all the time. That's why it takes so long.
Also, Chuck, who do you think the wild card is?
Mount Everest.
Looks like the way Smoot's determined to get this show moving.
I'm
Sorry.
so sorry, Smee. I completely
It's alright.
just sabotaging your AEW.
The wild card will be Luchasaurus.
Whoa. Good grief.
Do you still call it?
Kill switch.
No.
Yeah. It's a dumb fucking name.
What, is he still wearing a dinosaur mask?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still a dinosaur.
But the thing is, like, he can.
That guy's still wearing a dinosaur mask.
The thing is, like, he contracted
Still
pneumonia, and it scarred, like, well, this is according to the sheets, but he contracted pneumonia and, like, it scarred his lungs, and apparently that might have cost his career or something like that. Perhaps it's like a career-threatening issue. Yeah.
What? Because he wears the mask?
No, because he contracted pneumonia. You missed that part.
No, I heard you say he contracted it, but I thought you said he got that because he was wearing the mask.
No, that's a separate thing. No, not because of the mask.
I didn't know dinosaurs would get pneumonia.
Me neither. They're really old, though.
True.
You know who else is really old?
Ric Flair.
Woo.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right.
Full gone.
Dude, fuck Ric Flair. I hope Cena gets number 17 just to spite Ric Flair. And he, like, pisses on his grave or something.
He's not dead!
Not yet.
Has he got the plot all picked out? Ready? You know,
You're joking, aren't you? Ric
piss on it.
Flair will fucking strut on John Cena's grave.
I'm just saying,
in
fuck
about
Ric Flair.
200 years' time.
Going back
him
to
and
Luchasaurus
still around.
being a dinosaur. One of the funniest things, yet to be there really, so this probably won't come across as funny as it was. On the coach to All In, first All In, I was sat behind a guy who'd never seen AEW before in his life, didn't know who anybody was amazed the fact that Christian was in guy from 1815 was in AEW.
Huh.
And then his mate next to him spent a good hour trying to just describe how a dinosaur was wrestling to.
That's pretty funny.
Comes out to Jurassic Park music and everything.
No matter how many times he explained it, he just couldn't. So he's a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. He is, yeah.
Alrighty. Where to next?
Well,
The Jurassic
annoying
Park.
that we had 3 out of the 4 men's quarterfinals. We don't get the last one.
How funny that be? Hold on.
Thank you. I was glad someone heard it.
I want to know what it was now.
Rich said what's next, and Bean said the Jurassic period.
That's not what's next. What's your
I thought it was funny anyway.
interpretation?
I actually said
Well, we
Jurassic.
nailed it, Devon.
I said it wrong completely, but I was trying that hard to get it in.
All right. Let's move over to the women's side. We've only got 1 quarterfinal on the women's Owen Hart Cup tournament side.
There's 2 tournaments?
Yeah, men's and women's.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Here's the brackets
Yeah,
for the
living in
women's.
Living in a post-women's evolution world now.
Yeah.
Get used to it. Future
Tony
is
Khan
everything.
loves the
Athena's in
tournament.
this? The goddess?
The goddess, is that Charlotte Flair's new name?
Athena, the Greek god.
Oh, Athena, yeah. She's actually around now.
I don't know who that is.
Ember Moon from WWE.
Oh! Oh god.
Wow.
But we only get 1 of these matches, and wow, what a banger it is. It is Mercedes Moné versus Julia Hart.
Yeah, Mercedes. For me. I think Harley Cameron's gonna win it, by the way, the tournament. No pushback on that or anything?
No,
Let's look
I
at
don't
the
know
thing.
who
No,
that
That is.
Might be right there.
Just looking at the brackets. Who else is in it?
I think you're right about that side, Mercedes and Harley winning. I think that makes sense. The other side is just completely irrelevant. And there's no one there.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't put Mercedes on the other side so they can have, that as the final.
Yeah.
It made more sense to me.
I'll pick CEO.
CEO.
Okay.
And Will,
Yeah, Mercedes.
okay, well, that is the Owen Hart section of the show out of the way. Let's move on to the title matches, of which we have 7. Truly is a night of champions.
There's too many titles in AEW.
7 titles on the line.
Yeah, and that's not all of them. That's a small selection. One of our champions is future legend Daniel Garcia.
God.
He has Adam Cole as his challenger in a match which apparently has no time limit and no outside interference is permitted, which I think is a rule in every match, but for some reason we're saying it here.
Well, no, they have timed matches.
They have to, yeah, but no outside interference is permitted. Is it ever?
Well, what happened? What's the punishment if somebody interferes?
No idea.
Well, okay, that's my fucking gripe with it then.
Doesn't the referee just roll his hands a little bit around each other and then point to the entrance and say, "You're out of here"?
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's it.
Well, no, I mean, if you're saying it like that, then it should mean that if someone does interfere, then the title will change hands under a DQ.
Maybe.
That would be
But
interesting.
it doesn't sound like they've made that very clear at all.
No, they have
They
not.
haven't.
They're absolutely
that.
right about that.
Definitely could be that.
You telling me AEW haven't explained some of them stuff? But
When did they turn into this?
I would say like about a year ago.
It feels longer.
Maybe a year and a half.
Maybe a little longer, yeah. It was. They were really hot when they had Adam Cole and MJF doing their thing,
Yeah.
and then Cole got injured, and that's when
Because
it
that
really started to
stupid
fall off.
fucking ramp.
Yeah, because he jumped off the ramp.
They gotta, dude. Fucking entrance ramps gotta be banned in AEW. First Punk, now Adam Cole.
Bryan Danielson got his foot caught in one once as well.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that was a work, but still, it happened.
Like, they should be banned.
It should be banned. Well, imagine having an entrance ramp now with the tiny little entrance way they have. It'd have to be at like 45 degrees. It's not like they have the Randy Orton sperm ramp, which is like a mile long. Ramp, a vertical path pipe drop.
Oh my god,
I was
yeah.
thinking about that yesterday when I was watching something like how they
You were
really
thinking of Randy
have,
Orton's
like,
sperm yesterday?
yeah,
Usually. Most of the time.
chasing him down aisle.
Fair enough.
But how they've really, thankfully, ditched all the augmented reality stuff.
Yeah, thank God.
I don't need to see big time.
The only one that
effects
gets
like
anything like it is Cody with his skull at the beginning, and that's
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah, some of them were terrible, weren't they?
that
Roman's
Roman
lost
doing his thing,
massive
yeah, really bad.
statue that moves like a fucking.
The
puppet.
giant Bianca lips with the hair twirling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
Asuka's masks.
Matt Riddle and the fucking birds or whatever.
I was gonna say that wasn't AR, but that was just as bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
the birds flying out at you. Yeah. Well, Adam Cole is going to be beating Daniel Garcia
Oh.
in a no interference match. That's my call.
I'm gonna pick Adam Cole just because I don't know who Daniel Garcia is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know Garcia is vaguely, but I'm going with Cole.
It's been a little while since the TNT Championships changed hands, and I haven't seen Daniel Garcia on Dynamite in forever, so I'm gonna go with Adam Cole.
Good. Let's move on then to a title that means a little bit more. The International Championship, currently held by Kenny Omega. Hopefully you know who Kenny Omega is.
Yeah.
Do you know who Trevor Ricochet Man is?
Yep.
Do you know who Speedball Mike Bailey is?
Nope.
No. Good. Then you're well prepared for this match, which is Kenny Omega versus Ricochet versus Speedball Mike Bailey for the International Championship.
Who's the champion?
Kenny
Omega.
Omega.
I'll pick Kenny Omega to retain.
I agree.
I just don't understand this. Maybe you guys who watch it regularly can tell me more, but why is Kenny Omega in this for this title? He should be going for the proper title. He's the best wrestler they've got, and he's in this mid-card feud.
Yeah, he's the best wrestler, that's why he's got the mid-card championship.
They've spent a long time doing exactly this. This is one of my thumbs downs probably about a year ago. They had Edge win the TNT title. They had Omega win. Oh, no, Omega would have been injured. They had Okada, I think, with the International. And Ospreay with the Continental, or whichever way around that was. Why are all of your top guys in these nothing? Why do these belts even exist? And why are you wasting your main event talent on them?
I don't think AEW has been the same. Back when AEW was its best, I think, was when Kenny was champion. I know
Well,
they
they
were
had
a
all
long
the
time ago,
belts.
but
That or MJF, yeah.
The MJF era was good, but I think AEW had proper momentum then, and everyone was saying, "Oh, this is something different."
Yeah.
And since I know it's going back a while, but since I know he got ill and stuff, but since he dropped the title, I don't think it's been the same since.
The diverticulitis, yeah.
I know that's not totally their fault, but I think the drop off was then. I don't think it's been the same since.
Yeah, you're probably right. The kind of, I think maybe the goodwill had kind of faded by then. Like, we all wanted an alternative, and they started pretty strong with those like random shows, the pay-per-views, which didn't really have any build. The stories weren't going anywhere. It was just one-offs, and the matches were good. So it's like, yeah, those are great for what they are. And then, like, so by the time Omega dropped, that was what, 2 years in, something like that, a year and a half. And then it's like, well, come on, you're gonna have to show us that you're worthy of being the number 2 and challenging, and they didn't always.
Yeah.
So yeah, you might be right. There's something around that time.
Now they got him back, he should be back up there for I'm concerned.
He will be.
No,
I'm sure he will be.
hold on, no, he's got to take a back seat to Jeff Jarrett's final year. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Huh.
Jeff Jarrett doing the John Cena story.
Yeah, Omega probably might be the one to knock Moxley off, but I just
another exploding ring match. That'd be great.
Yeah, just saying that, I don't know. I just feel uneasy about Omega, being the one. This whole fucking Death Riders thing is just gonna end with like Omega just being like the John Cena of the company. Fuck out of here.
Whatever happened to being someone in charge or something, or
Christopher Daniels?
Like Moxley was making comments like you don't work for them anymore or something, and all that kind of crap. And
Yeah, because
he told Tony Schiavone, "This is not your company anymore."
That's right.
yeah, because he Mox made the NWO for like the 5th time, and
Did he ever explain whose company it was?
No, I think he didn't mean it quite like that. I think that he hasn't explained a lot, to be fair. So we are just making it up. This is all headcanon. But I think it was the idea was that he was kind of saying, this isn't the company that you know. This isn't as it was. We're changing things. This isn't the company that you're familiar with. It's a new regime. I'm in charge now. I'm changing stuff. I think that was the idea. No.
This one
He
really
says a lot
needed
of
to run
words,
that
but he doesn't
promo
really
by him
convey.
before he did it.
Smooth Will, what have you got for this Omega?
oh, I
Ricochet,
picked
Bayley?
Omega. What do you have?
Ah, you did.
Yeah. Omega for me.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Omega for me as well. We don't have to discuss people like Bayley.
Who, by the way, hasn't been seen in 2 weeks on Dynamite. They made a big hubbub about him, and then he just
not
disappeared.
a problem at all. Been 2 excellent weeks of Dynamite. We have a Luchas de Apuestas match here.
Oh, what?
Beg your pardon?
A title versus mask match for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Chris Jericho putting his title on the line against Bandito's mask. If Jericho retains, Bandito has to reveal his face to the world. Show you who he is.
Jericho
Or
hasn't been on Dynamite, thank God, in a while. The only times he has been on, it's been like doing backstage segments where he's kind of insinuating or planting the seeds that there's going to be a split with the Learning Tree. Thank God as well, if that's going to be the case. That being said, I don't...
Has Bandito don't know much about the guy himself. Has he worked without a match before, or has he always been a luchador?
Not as far as I know.
Should we look it up here?
I was thinking if it's something he's done before, then it's not going to be against them doing. Whereas if it's something he's always done, then
apparently his real name isn't known, so I'm guessing no. Oh, his birthday's coming up too. He's going to be 30 in a few days. 17th of April. He's also Gravity's older brother.
Yeah.
oh, really?
Yeah, you might remember Gravity.
Oh, I
That
forgot.
thing that keeps us on the planet.
Well, yeah, it's the guy that forgot Adrian Neville.
Yeah, everything's just like talking about Dynasty, so.
I'll go Jericho then. No, sorry, no, got mixed up one way around. Sorry, I'm going with him. He's winning Bandito. He's on
I agree. I don't think he's taking his mask off. So Bandito to be the
Yeah.
next Ring of Honor champion,
Why not?
which I
I
think he
don't-
has been before, hasn't he?
I don't know how it's gonna be spun into possibly this being a way to break up the learning tree, but I'm all for it if that's the case, you know. Fuck it, let Bandito be world champion for a while, you know. Get that shit
Bandito
off of Jericho.
Was Ring of Honor champion up until COVID, basically. He was in July 2021, and then had to vacate it because he got COVID. That's the kind of time frame we're talking about.
Beans, who you got?
You'd have thought you'd have been alright in COVID wearing a mask.
Obviously, masks don't work.
Bandito. Even though I don't know who he is.
Gravity's brother, you know.
We just mentioned that.
I know.
I'm saying you know exactly who he is.
Come on, Beans.
Sorry, I'm just not picking a 65-year-old Chris Jericho to win a match. in 2025.
Wait, how old is he? Is he actually 65? Wait a minute.
No, he's got 65.
Oh, he's 54.
54.
That's almost as bad. That's almost as bad.
It's 11 better.
He'll probably still be doing it when he's 65. He's going to be the next Ric Flair, Jericho.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's definitely going to do it. No doubt about that.
It's going to be the next Ric Flair. He's the Nueve now. I don't know what 16 is in Spanish. Right, Bandito for everyone.
16-0.
16-0. He's probably L16-0. Yeah, good one.
Sorry.
That's us cancelled. Trios Championship, which has been on Death Riders forever. They don't seem to defend those belts very much. And now they have Rated FTR, who have been teasing a split. But Cope also did a job last month, or not last month, 3 weeks ago on Dynamite, or whatever that title match was.
Yeah, the match
So
that they
he's
should have
due-
had at the pay-per-view, but they
Get
didn't
some
want to
back.
upstage the Hollywood ending.
Mm.
So yeah,
So that's why I've got
Yeah,
Rated FTR winning, becoming new champions, because, you know,
really.
Edge has to win. Yeah.
Do you think this might be something where they win, but they're also like they're like split up, perhaps?
Death Riders did that. They won them and then turned heel, and Wheeler Yuta didn't like it. They just did that story. But yeah, maybe.
I think the Death Riders retain. I'm sorry, I don't trust where they're going with FTR, because like if they do split up, they're gonna get lost on the card or on the roster, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega's lost.
I think Omega's retaining to have that match with Okada. And then maybe once Omega dumps the title off there to Okada, then he goes after Mox, perhaps. Here, I don't know what the end goal is because there's not really many trios. So, if you're having the team that's been having a rift here and there, the champions have got to retain it, and I think that's my logic here for the Death Riders. Now that's just me. That's how I would book it.
But you were going to tell me you were DDP then for a second.
It's me, it's DDP.
But don't they know by now that the Death Riders thing isn't working? And it's time to just give up on it.
Dude,
Probably.
tell the talent that.
They are.
Tell the talent that. Or sorry, that's just heel heat.
Man, I would be so over if that's heel heat.
Yeah, I don't know. I do agree that the whole thing, the Death Riders, has kind of ran its course, but it's going to be like the NWO. They're going to outlast their welcome, and people are just going to be over it. And yada, yada, yada.
Beans will.
Yeah.
Team that Edge is on.
Yeah.
You're watching Collision right now?
No.
Oh, you said the team that Edge is on. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said sorry. Edge is on.
All right.
That's not Edge, that's Cope.
Yeah. That's Chuck's thumbs down.
I've got a clue. I'll go, just to make it even, I'll go with Death Riders.
Thought the soundbite of I just don't care was going to come out then for a second.
That could be arranged.
I don't know if I should carry on or if it's going to happen.
Hold on.
I don't care.
There it is.
God. It's the music every time. Just ring me up while I'm in some dodgy strip club or something.
I could run it through like an AI filter and take the music out if that helps.
I don't think anything can save that.
You sound so young there as well.
Huh?
Oh, thanks very much!
It's probably
I mean, we
because you
all
were
did.
about 50 at the time.
Jesus! Wait a minute.
Wow! God! And I love the fact that you're saying this shit when you've got a birthday coming up.
Yeah.
Getting all in now before he gets his bed.
Fucking unbelievable. Why is it everyone fucking takes a piss out of me for age?
Because you're ancient. Why would you not?
Wow.
It's just you and Luchasaurus. Back in the day. Hanging out down by the
Jurassic period. When I was young.
Down by the river.
Social media. Chris Jericho was still in his 50s.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
still is. Anyway. Where to next?
Destroy. Tag teams. What we got?
You're having a stroke.
Glitching.
It's a Bubba Ray Dudley for a second then.
Just filling for time while I try and work out what the hell the match is.
There's different ways of doing it than feigning the medical issue.
Work for Charlotte. AEW Tag Team Champions Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, the Hurt Syndicate.
Also, who may or may not be teasing a split.
Really?
Already?
Yeah, because of this past. You haven't seen this past Wednesday's episode of Dynamite, so
No, I saw a couple of weeks ago. MVP wanted to sign MJF, and the other two didn't.
right.
And there was maybe like something happening there, but they went backstage and they all agreed that okay, if you don't want them in, then they're not in.
Well,
They were cool.
This week it was Shelton couldn't make it to TV because of the weather affecting travel issues, which is completely valid. The weather here has been fucking insane. So you have one member not there, and then Lashley asked for the card, and he just basically took the card from MJF, and he's like, "Yeah, we're not allowing you in." And then MJF was like, "All right, fine." And he goes to the back and all this stuff, but the way Lashley did it, it seemed like he cut off MVP. And then the learning tree comes out, and they're like, "We're going to take the tag team championships, yada yada yada, and whatnot." And then the learning tree has a match with two jobbers. I didn't even see if they had it in lower thirds, and they beat him with no problem. And after the match, you know, Hurt Syndicate were watching, and then it looked like MVP was going to say something, and then I think Lashley cut him off with like a "See you Sunday" or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember, but I thought it was kind of interesting how Lashley seems to be doing a lot of the talking lately instead of MVP. So it might be. It's, to me, it seemed like it could be teasing like a bit of a rift, if you will, but it's a smaller one than compared to FTR, in my opinion.
Okay. So, are you thinking that it could actually be time for the learning tree?
I believe it or not, I think
to win the gold?
I think
Actually
so.
gonna go that far?
I think so.
Wow. So, actually, you know what? That could work. If the learning tree become tag champions and Jericho loses his belt,
Right.
then it's like the pupil has become the teacher or whatever.
Right. The bad apple has become good.
Okay, learning tree.
The big
I've
bill
got
has
Hurt
been
Syndicate.
paid. You're going Hurt Syndicate? Yeah, I mean, that's fair too. I could be completely far off on this, but I think there's something here, in my opinion.
Alright, what about these other guys then? What are you saying?
Bobby Lashley.
Big BL? Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, me too for them.
Hurt Syndicate and Hurt Syndicate? Okay.
They've just announced another match, actually, as Collision is on.
Oh, God damn
Not
it.
really a match as such. Apparently Max Caster will be having an open challenge.
No, he always has an open challenge.
So, that's being advertised for the Zero. I don't know whether that's going to be
That's
on
gonna be
the
John
pre-show.
Cena,
or-
right?
No, it's not going to be John Cena.
I've just updated the graphic there, if you wanted to.
Okay, hold on.
If you want to be super up to date, like.
We'll do it live here. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Power of live internet.
Positivity.
That too.
We're always positive here.
Okay. Apparently copying and pasting doesn't want to work.
Not when it comes to discussing my age.
Very true. Very true.
One sec here.
So who are we saying it's going to be?
Who's taking the Max Caster Open Challenge?
Have we got to guess that too? Whoever it is going to win. I know that much.
I think so. I thought it was
Against Max Caster? Yeah, absolutely.
I
I
will
don't even
go.
know who it could even be. What's he been doing lately?
Open challenges and he loses them all.
Yeah,
Oh, right, okay.
He says he's the best wrestler alive,
there we are.
and he's not.
Let's go, Max, best wrestler alive.
Best wrestler alive.
Yeah. That's his shtick.
That doesn't work, does it?
No,
Oh,
that's
no.
the point. That's the point.
Not even a little bit.
I'll go for what you just told me then. Yeah, I was going to say, what's Smooth's head? Not Max Caster.
Chuck's Will or Chuck's Beans.
Yeah, the other guy, whoever it is.
The other guy.
Beans.
Yeah, I'll go with the silhouette.
Bacon.
AEW
It's a shame. Is there any wrestlers that have ever been called Sugar?
Sugar Shane Helms.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could have teamed up with him and they could be called Caster Sugar.
Chuck's where to next?
The unemployment line. We could, I guess, go to the women's title match next. Tony Storm has Megan Bain.
It's gotta be Tony Storm, surely. What am I missing something?
Yeah, I'd pick Tony Storm.
Have you heard the potential story that what's her name? Brian May's contract up fairly soon, and she's possibly going to WWE.
If that's true, it's insane. Why would they not?
That was
Yeah.
I read that.
Lockdown.
It's the same way you let Jade go, essentially. You know what I mean? Like even Tony Khan was able to like. I mean, apparently he gave her like everything she asked for, and it still wasn't enough. So I mean, could be a similar situation here.
I guess so. Tony Storm for me as well.
This story has been sort of egged on by that image. It shows you how the internet works, really.
An image of Mariah. Awesome. Okay.
I'm going with Tony Storm slapping the tits off Megan here.
Yeah, I'm going with that.
Okay, so that is Tony's everywhere, and that leaves us with just the main event. Just the main event, which is Jon Moxley versus Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Championship.
Well, as I said a couple of weeks ago, if landing on a bat with spikes on doesn't make you lose the title, then nothing will. So,
Well, I mean,
Jon Moxley.
Swerve landed on apparently glass to close out Dynamite. So
Apparently glass.
Don't do that.
here,
Was it real glass?
I'm assuming. I assume it was. See?
He looks okay if that's real glass.
Yeah.
I would have thought he'd be more cut up than that.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So it's probably like maybe sugar glass or whatever.
Caster sugar.
Not again. Not the cast. Okay. God damn it. Yeah, John goddamn Moxley for me.
Speaking of real glass, I know we're going off topic here, but did anyone see the real glass incident from SmackDown last week?
Oh, the Drew McIntyre thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then, move on.
Sorry.
I think Beans just wants to be done with the show already.
No, I'm only kidding.
It wasn't so much. At least Beans responded to me.
I haven't seen it. No, I don't know what you're talking
No point
about.
responding with no. I was hoping someone else had.
There was a bit on SmackDown last week where McIntyre and Priest had a bit of a brawl backstage, and he ended up getting thrown onto
The
front
car.
of the car.
Yeah.
And they made
And
out
then-
and some of the glass went in his eye.
Yeah.
But when you watch it, it didn't. I mean, obviously he went through the glass on the windshield. But I thought that this week when he did the promo and he wore the eye patch, I thought, why is he wearing the eye patch so high?
Yeah. I thought the best bit was the bit afterwards when Punk was making his way to the ring and he just walked past, started laughing at McIntyre.
I don't care.
They must have had a little. Someone must have said something to him. There was a little in joke there, surely. It was in London as well.
Why in London?
John Moxley from this one.
Do you think?
Moxley.
Do you think Swerve? Do you think there'll be glass involved in this match as well?
Why not? He's gonna do something daft to kill himself again, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is there any rules in
That
this
should be the
match?
prediction.
Normal match.
That should be the prediction. Not who's gonna win, it's how is Moxley gonna try and kill himself this week.
Yeah. No. I mean, I don't know how the hell you're gonna top getting suplexed onto a spiked bat.
I'm
That's
sure
still
he's
one
thought
of
about it.
Still one of the gnarliest things ever. His back has been healing up since then. They got a close-up of it, I think, either last week or this week or something, and it looked fine.
Just in time for him to get a new set of holes in this one.
Right. Yeah,
He'll
another
pull a
thing.
gun on someone eventually.
Another thing that was interesting that a lot of people were talking about was like, oh god, what set this off? It was Swerve and Willow. I'm trying to remember. I think we had a match at the top of the show against like Mox and Marina. And after the match was over, Mox hit Willow with a DDT. So Swerve was like all fired up all throughout the night. And they catch up with him backstage, and eventually Hangman Page, is like nearby, and they have to be pulled apart. And then as they were arguing, Hangman Page is like, "I burned your house down," and Swerve was like, "I know." And they both were like, they were like, "What?" Like, and Paige was like, "What did you just say?" He's like, "I know." And they just and then Paige just waltzes off, and yeah. And then that segued into Swerve getting ambushed by the Death Riders and then being put through like a glass table, also backstage, and then into the ring.
So they're supposed to be cool now.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, okay. Just set fire to a man's house and Ben's a couple of months later.
Yeah.
Why not?
I know.
Is Hangman still a drunk?
Not really, no.
No.
He stopped doing that, didn't he? Because
He had a kid.
complaining.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that as well.
That's very sensible.
around that time too, I think, surely, that when like that Hangman Adam Page thing was going really well, and then he was the anxious millennial cowboy or whatever, and then one day he just shows up and he's really happy. There's 2 years of character progression just gone. Why are you happy now? What's going on?
Well, it was all that thing about when it first started, like he was at the first title match, weren't he?
Yeah.
And like he didn't get it done, kind of thing, and
Right, and then he had to
he
kind of
started
redeem
taking
himself.
it hard.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
yeah.
It was great. That was a great story.
Well,
Well. So what have you got for this one, Beans? Moxley or Swerve?
Moxley.
It's one on this one, I'm really not sure. Feels like time. You've got to get the damn thing off Moxley. I don't know if Swerve's the guy, but
I don't think you do it at Dynasty to take the title off of him, in my opinion.
double or nothing next.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess it's safe to go with you. I will also say John Moxley to retain.
Yeah. Beans, you said the same as well, Moxley?
Yeah.
Because, like, it doesn't, like, Swerve's #1 contender, but there was nothing in the build that made me think, oh, he's totally gonna take the title off Mox. He's the driving force AEW needs to get their power back from a plastic briefcase that's been trotted around and whatnot. I don't know what you do with the Death Riders to make them compelling is the frustrating part here. Because, like, Moxley's gonna fucking do insane shit to try to get, like, a crowd reaction out of folks here, and Swerve is just crazy enough to match him with it. That being said, I mean, please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. I don't know. I think Bean said it perfectly. Like, if a spiked bat going into your back and creating a whole bunch of puncture wounds isn't enough to kill Moxley, I don't know what it's going to take to get the title off of him. So, at least until Double or Nothing. So there you go.
What's Beans?
Said I think that was you that made that point.
Oh yeah, I'm
rather
sorry.
than me.
I think you're right. I think it was Will. I'm sorry, Will. As Will said, if a spike bat going into the back of Moxley doesn't kill him, I don't know what does. Okay. Thumbs, and we'll get out of here.
Thumbs down, Charlotte.
Oh wow! Just
Oh, that's a good one.
getting right into it. All right.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Here we go. Sorry about that. Thumbs down, Charlotte. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general.
I've pulled up my my up and down thumbs notes. I have a Google Doc here.
Yeah.
Throughout the week, I write down things so I'll remember them. Do you ever write down things that you think of, like, as you're about to fall asleep? You know when you're about to fall asleep and you have, like, the best idea?
Yeah.
Something comes to you, or, like, in a dream or something, and you're like, I've got to write that down, because it's got to be, that's gold. And then you look back at it later and think, what was I thinking? That's the worst idea I've ever... Apparently,
Go on, what was your idea?
my thumbs down was the way that Americans refer to all pasta shapes as noodles.
This is what you had to write down before you fell asleep.
Yeah. And I only just remember it now I've seen it. That is really annoying. When they talk about, like, macaroni noodles. Like, that's not a noodle. Why are you saying that?
As somebody that has some Italian in me, I agree with Chucks.
I was going to say the only one that can actually respond to this claim is Smoot. And there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is true. I'm not just making it up.
It is a bit annoying, especially if it's like macaroni, as you said, or like penne, or
So not a noodle.
yeah.
Even spaghetti surely is not actually a noodle. I mean, it might be. It's kind of similar, but
Kinda, but I wouldn't call it noodles. I would not call
No.
spaghetti noodles.
Isn't spaghetti just technically just another form of pasta?
It is, yeah.
well, it's pasta, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is the same as noodle. It's like durum
No, it's
wheat
not
or whatever.
definitely not.
Whereas
Yeah.
noodles are egg and some other kind of flour.
Yeah.
Whatevs. That's not even wrestling related. Thumbs down.
I was
You've
just
got Charlotte Flair.
I was just talking snack thumbs down. Man.
It really is.
It's in the box. I mean,
It's in the box. It counts. It's done now. I've also got Lee Fitting in here. He's been in my thumbs down box for quite a long time.
he's the producer of WWE.
It's not his
Oh,
fault.
yeah.
Well, it might be his fault. I don't know. It's whoever had the idea of putting that box at the bottom of the screen after every episode, like it's a sitcom from the 90s.
Oh yeah.
All the executive.
That little,
producers.
your executive producers are Paul Levesque and Lee Fitting. I don't know. First, I don't know who Lee Fitting is.
Why does Triple H get a pass, but Lee Fitting doesn't?
Because at least we
Yeah.
know who Paul Levesque is. We don't know who Lee Fitting is. Why is his name coming up? I don't want the box at all, but it's his name that stands out. Also, his name is Lee Fitting.
Apparently, he's
You know,
got
that's
some like
annoying.
allegations against him too. So
No, was he?
yeah.
It wasn't.
Exactly.
It wasn't these days. Let's be honest.
I mean, good point.
Allegations that come for us all.
Yeah, no, it's they don't think it's bad for us because obviously we will always call it wrestling. It always will be wrestling, but they don't think they're in the wrestling business. They haven't done for years. Michael Cole said
Vince
as
never
much.
did. I thought it'd be different now, with
Yeah,
Paul Levesque in charge. But he would be a bit more, he's
I
an
think
old
he-
school guy.
he probably does. To be fair to him, but he's probably getting a lot of input from TKO and all that now, isn't he? So-
Steph, I bet he hears it all the time when they get home. Steph's got her ideas. That's not what Dad would have done.
It's an accurate
Yeah,
Steph
but
impression.
I was just going to say to that as well.
That's
Yeah,
a basis
yeah,
for a
that's
very
fucking
good
fake
thing,
stuff.
Steph. Let's never talk about your father again.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. I said, well, if we're going to bring your dad up, he shat on someone's face, so let's not go any further. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly,
did
yeah,
all
there you
well.
go.
I've got quite a few thumbs up from Raw, actually.
I was gonna say,
I
anybody's got a thumbs up.
I too made notes this week, actually.
Okay.
Where have they gone? There they are. The Gunther Jay Uso bit. on Raw,
Oh my god.
that was really well done.
Hmm.
And it made this story, feud, whatever we're calling it, something that I wasn't that interested in to something I am now. It did its job perfectly, I thought.
Yeah, it's good.
That image of him after he smeared the blood all over himself, like, yeah.
Was this on
Yeah, I don't know
SmackDown
if they
last
intended
night?
it to be that bloody.
Was this on SmackDown or Raw?
This is Raw,
Raw.
I think, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yeah,
it was-
bro. Yeah, it made, I think, the last couple of weeks as well, last couple of months even, Gunther hasn't really been made out to be what he is. He's been a little bit weak as far as I'm concerned. But this made him feel like Gunther again. He was, that's what he should be, like, I thought. So, yeah.
I think it's a bit weird with Gunther at the minute, in the fact that, and I don't know whether it's just a sensitivity to it, but like obviously he lost so much weight and got in such good condition. And recently, it sounds weird, but I can't stop watching his gut when he's having matches.
Oh God!
It jiggles. And it jiggles a little bit more than what it normally would, and his love handles are coming back. He's still ripped as hell, but he looks like, and I don't know if it's just, you know, I mean, he's around his belly button looks like it's, you know, when you have lost excessive weight, you know, I don't know if it's just getting older kind of thing, but yeah, I've just noticed it over the last few weeks, and I thought, you know, is he just getting a little bit comfy, or is he slowed down a little bit on?
There was a thing I saw here.
This was it, from this bit here.
Yeah, this bit here. On a similar note, I'm pretty sure it's Kevin Nash tweeted. Yeah, I thought Jey Uso looked tired. I think he looks like he's put some weight on. The pressure of this spot is weighing on him. He's over as hell. He's just got to relax. I don't know if he's put weight on, but this is WrestleMania season when everyone used to start getting on the gas. Like Triple H used to bulk up huge. He used to put on 20 pounds before WrestleMania every year. And now we're talking about guys getting a bit comfortable before the big show. New era.
Definitely. We should do a prediction game on this bit, by the way. Which one of these security guards is going to be main event WrestleMania in 10 years?
Yeah. Play a long game there.
All the ones that
look back on any like 2003 episode of Raw to look out for who the security guards are, who they became.
Well, there was they were in London as well, weren't they? Because you get this Sheamus. He's in one. He's in a few of them. I think Wade Barrett was in one of them as well. Yeah, it's quite a huge.
Not the Goat's Championship.
Yeah, he absolutely blasted him, didn't he?
Jeez Louise.
it gets much worse than that.
It gets worse?
Yep.
Okay, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, licks it and spits.
Oh my
Gets
God.
worse.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of blood going here.
See, if you're,
It's not the kind of thing they usually do.
yeah, they should.
Like you said, Will, it's transformed it totally. I think
they should have had a different alternate color jumpsuit here for Jimmy here.
Thing is, though, it's just one of them things where I think it wasn't supposed to be that bad.
Yeah,
But it has.
Well, there's a
Good God! Holy fuck!
When he holds the belt up.
Jesus!
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's like he's covered in barbecue sauce. Oh my lord. Yeah, security took its sweet ass time to come down and unhook a fucking thing of zip ties.
But there was a fan footage from the other side where the announcers are.
Yeah.
And you see him, he disappears, where he throws him out the ring, he sort of disappears, he sticks his head under the apron, so he must be bleeding there. So, they're doing that again, which is interesting. Like I say, I think we mentioned it last time. It's like when, because AEW are doing it every other week at one point, weren't they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um,
John Moxley did.
it's like, that's the thing though, when you don't do it that often, like WWE don't do it all the time, there's so much more effect in it when it happens. Which makes things, like if that was happening every week in WWE, you'd think, oh, he's cut again. But because he hadn't.
Sorry.
Go on.
No, I
Oh,
was just
yeah.
going to say, it just reminded me the whole reason why this came about. Thumbs up for the week before. That fucking slap that Jay did on
Oh, the
Thumbs
slap, yeah, that was brilliant. That.
Which is the
Yeah.
reason why he's half dead in the ring as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that slap was something else.
Yeah. I mean, I know Steph had a good reputation for bursting people's
Yeah.
eardrums, but my god. You could see, like, the stages that Gunther went through when it happened, and like, fuck me, and then like, I want to smash him back, and then it's like, and now I've got to make it look like it didn't hurt.
Have we got a clip of that? We need to see that.
1 second.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it, Smoot, or heard
I have not. Hold on.
It's not so much the actual slap, it's the noise it made as well.
it. Yeah. Sound like his eardrum exploded.
There we go, that's it, we're in the corridor.
Okay, hold on.
It's towards the end.
Oh yeah, I can tell. Okay. Well, I got it. Here,
He knocked him silly, didn't he?
I'll bring the volume up for this here. Hold on. Just to hear how loud this is.
As long as you don't trip and fall like your brother. It's good.
Oh!
You see the stages?
Oh!
Now I've got to make it look like that didn't hurt. Oh, he got it off.
But he did, like, he
Oh.
smiled a little bit
Smiling.
afterwards. Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't feel my face.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a hell of a slap there.
That was on my thumbs up as well. But I also have in Gunther Chop News CM Punk's reaction here. We can play this one.
Not seen us.
Oh, I think I've
Oh,
seen
is that Karen? Good lord, I wonder if that's like a signal like, yo, ease up a bit.
Tapped out.
Okay. There we go. I forgot where my thing was at.
I've got another one from Raw. I don't know if you'll be able to play this one, but we play for us at least.
Okay.
You want to go from about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm almost a bit of a warning for you. It does include Logan Paul.
Oh god.
This
Is
is
this
from
your
Raw.
thumbs up?
It is actually, because
Is
I
this
don't know
for
what
his move?
yeah, I don't know what he calls that move, but it looks amazing.
The thing is it looks amazing because he did it on AJ Styles,
Well, there is that,
That
yeah.
helps. and he's gonna do it on someone terrible. He's gonna like kill him.
Before you get to this, there was also a bit during this promo which I thought was quite funny, where the crowd started chanting "Prime is shit." But yeah, you gotta go about 2 minutes and 20, I think it is.
220, okay.
So they get back in the ring and then this is it. No, he's got a name for it, I can't remember what he calls it.
AJ Styles
But yeah,
holding
you're
his
right.
dick.
The fact that he does it to Styles is probably making it look better.
Styles just makes this look amazing.
Yeah.
It's like a flipping DDT sort of thing.
Yeah. You'll be able to pull all that off on AJ and Rey Mysterio and that, but if you try doing it at Bron Breakker, then he's about to flip and kill someone.
Yeah.
I think these two are going to have a really good match at Mania.
They could.
Fuck Logan Paul though. Is that your thumbs up?
Yeah, I need to find out what he calls this move. He called it, give it a name, but I can't remember what he said it was. Is it like the Impaler or something? That's something like that.
Impaler.
It's probably not it. Pulverizer? I'm on fire.
The Pulverizer.
Oh,
That sounds
God. A back suplex flipped into an Impaler DDT. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
She thumbs up, Smooth.
Goddamn, I feel like it should be Gunther related at this point. Fuck.
thumbs up. Also,
Sorry, just
Mina
before
Shirakawa
we
is
move
coming
on,
back to AEW.
Yeah.
Who?
Who? Yeah. Damn it. Really? You don't know Mina Shirakawa?
I know. I
I've
heard
heard
that.
the name.
She's the best. She's coming back to AEW, so that's a thumbs up. Also, this photo shoot. I'm sure Dom is supposed to look like a bit of a doofus, but this really works.
He looks like they're cosplaying as Shrek and Fiona.
Yeah.
Shrek and Fiona.
Yeah.
Maybe like Ringo or John Lennon or something, but
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
scroll
Yeah,
through
there's-
these. Like, he is ridiculously photogenic.
Okay.
Even
all
with
right.
Liv there, it's like the eyes are drawn to Dom.
A little bit. Yeah. Okay. Oh, he even has it like etched in his little attire there. Okay.
Yeah.
Dirty Dom. There it is.
Oh, I guess they were in. Yeah, this was in
Look at
India.
this guy in a car.
Okay.
Just for the Indian
Don't
promo.
Going there, aren't he?
Okay. Okay. That he's definitely definitely hamming it up. Yeah. Here, I'll give it a like. How about that?
Hey.
Yeah. Wow.
Just noticed, sorry, Smooth. Can you go back to that video page on WWE.com with the Logan Paul video was? Still got that open.
I do not. Hold on. I can pull it open. Hold on.
I've just noticed some of the related videos that it's given me, and it's some of the most out-of-date content I've seen. Oh, sorry, it's further down. Sorry, underneath.
Underneath. Okay. This is Lena Vega and Carmella. Oh wow! What the heck? Yeah. Wait a minute.
What's going on with that?
21 September was.
Who's the man hanging out with Happy Corbin? Goldberg's
No, no, no,
painful
no,
method
no,
for
no,
getting
no.
ring ready. Sasha Banks reflects on her 5 months of WWE.
Edge and Christian prepare for their Royal Rumble return.
Sneak peek.
With masks on.
Yeah, that was COVID time, wasn't it? Wow.
Yeah.
How was that generated that from then?
That's how fresh that Logan Paul move is, apparently.
Yeah.
Goldberg
Crazy.
at 54. Well, that was
Yeah.
Goldberg now.
Yeah, about that.
What happened to his last match, by the way? He's still doing that this year.
He did say that, didn't he?
Just so
There was a big thing
about
about-
when I am not messing with that.
Not that guy.
I was gonna say, yeah. Well, that was the rumor. One of them he was gonna be against Gunther, but
I can give you more than 20 minutes.
Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Yeah, well,
I
no news on that.
Goldberg
Yeah, I
announces he
remember
will
the
have a
announcement.
retirement match in 2025. I mean, like we're what? Only 4 months into 2025.
He's probably going to
Suppose-
face Cena for the title.
He's got 8 more. He's got 8 more to go. Let him buy his time.
very true.
When's the,
There's,
when's the
there's a
Saudi
couple
show?
of Saudi Arabia shows coming up.
Yeah.
Uh,
If anyone else isn't gonna take it, because
no one else has by the looks of it. The thumbs up's got to be the Cody Cena segment as well.
That was good too.
I-
Yeah.
I'm not going to fully endorse it yet. I'm not sold. They had. I'll say this: the one they had on Monday was better than the one they had in Brussels.
That's why I'm thumbs up on it.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I guess here. The Toledo tongue chomp from Tony Storm, just for the alliteration of it. Yeah, I'll throw this up on the stream quickly. Tony Storm utilizing the rare Toledo tongue chomp as she takes a bite out of Penelope Ford. Sure.
What is she biting?
Her tongue.
Well, it's called a tongue chomp.
Yeah.
She's chomping the tongue.
I can't see the tongue.
Yeah.
All I can see is hair.
Yeah, they kind of clipped it weird. Anyway.
It almost looks like one of them AI videos where people like
Yeah,
merge
when they get
and
mashed up, yeah. See Cody promo.
I've got a thumbs down actually.
Oh, besides Dave
it's not
Meltzer.
a massive thing. Besides Dave Meltzer, not a massive thing, but I don't know. I don't know what you guys are gonna think. The new, you probably won't know him, Smooth, but the other guys might. The new announcer on SmackDown. I think he's called Mark Nash. The ring announcer, I should say. I don't like him.
Well, what's he ever done to you?
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
But
I seem to
just
remember
sounds-
him, and I just thought he sounded very similar to ones that they've had before.
it's just, I don't know, he's very, maybe it's because he's new and he's obviously trying to make an impression, I don't know. But he seems very over the top and he's very loud. I know that's his point, that's his job. No, but I don't know, might be point very well here.
I'll play a snippet.
Oh,
of it.
okay, yeah. It makes sense.
He looks like a D-bag. I'll say that. But
This one,
Gentlemen, please welcome the undisputed WWE Champion,
okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about already.
the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes!
Yeah, he stays at like 100.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's another clip here. This is from, I think this is from last night, or might be last week. But you see that from that one again. And he's good. Don't get me wrong. He apparently he did boxing before this, so he obviously knows what he's doing. But
The winner will earn a United States Championship match at WrestleMania!
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. I get it.
In this match, there are no
Oh, he has a.
countouts.
You know, one thing that you probably don't like. He has a cue card. He's using.
well, the other guy, what's the guy? Mike Rowan, the guy that was on NXT. He actually tweeted something yesterday when the show was on, saying, "Are we allowed to use cue cards now?" Because that was always a big thing. Apparently, that was always a big Vince thing.
it was a Kevin Dunn thing.
Yeah.
Was it Kevin Dunn? Was it?
Yeah.
And then he had to correct it. If you look on his Twitter, it's probably still there. He had to correct himself later by saying, "No, I wasn't having a go at him. I was just thinking I could use them myself sometime." I think. But yeah, I don't. It just seems over me. You might have deleted it.
May have deleted it. Yeah.
Looks like he has, yeah.
Yeah. He's just playing video games.
Should
now.
probably told to.
That dude's awesome. By the way,
It's-
the old guy that fucking is a sniper and he's just like really good at Call of Duty.
Oh, the old guy, yeah.
Yeah.
if you watch that last one I sent you, the 30-second one, the whole of it, when you've already played most of it, but
No
this, I don't know, just
disqualifications,
like you say, there's no sort of
pinfalls,
difference.
and no submissions. The only way to win is to
What's up with the squeaky,
incapacitate
like,
your opponent until he cannot answer a count of 10.
Why have you pointed this guy out to me?
Just harsh on the ear.
It's just too up for it, isn't he? I can't get a word out for, but
He's also got little sections where he's going through puberty.
Yeah, that too. There's no like hills and valleys in his voice. It's like
Yeah,
at
that's what I mean.
100. He
Just-
plateaus at 100 no matter what. It's just a
there's
fucking.
another one here. Sorry, I know we've already several examples of slagging this poor guy off.
I love how all these tweets are showing this video as well. Like they found the perfect new announcer and all this.
Yeah, everyone seems to love him, but I just don't. This was last week.
Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 290 pounds, the Viper, Randy Orton!
Yeah, I get it.
He's only done it. That one, the Orton one. That was his first night. That was his first week.
Oh, was it?
You know, you can kind of. He's only done 2 shows now. The first one was in London last week, and this week in Chicago. Apparently, he comes from boxing. He's done a lot of boxing intros, which you can kind of see that. You know, that's kind of what they're doing. But I think he'll get it. He's obviously got the voice for it. He just needs to tone it down a bit.
Yeah,
I don't know if he has the voice for it. I think that's the bit that I dislike about him.
Think so?
that's also fair.
Yeah, like there was something kind of warm about Finkel's voice, or most of the others.
Mm.
It's like, I don't know, it just sounds nice. But this guy's, he's not screechy, but there's something like sharp in the voice. I don't know.
What you mean? Yeah.
I don't like it.
There's a coarseness to it, and
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, it's more like grating. Coarse like coarse is gravelly. Coarse is like I don't know, Barry White. That's nice. It's not shrill because it's not high pitched, but it's the. I don't know.
So something's not quite right about everything. But everyone seems to love him. Twitter couldn't get enough of him when he first debuted. And they were saying last night.
you've ruined him for me.
Also, spoiler, that's not even his real name. He's not even called Mark Mark.
Shocker.
It's called Mark Shinnock.
Nash is easier to remember.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I just had this image of Vince staring at him going, "Oh, you're not called that anymore." The voice, it sounds like someone gnashing.
Sounds like you're calling Kevin Nash a mark.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any relation to Kevin.
My thumbs down, by the way, is that AEW shouldn't be breaking up tag teams right now. Look where the Acclaimed is currently. Case in point. Like, we just all predicted that Max Caster's going to lose at the pay-per-view. FTR, again, if they split, that's pretty much going to be the same outcome, I feel. And the Hurt Syndicate just got to AEW, so they shouldn't be having, like, they shouldn't even be teasing, like, any sort of a rift there whatsoever. Yeah.
They've lost the Lucha Brothers.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on with the Young Bucks. I don't think anyone cares if they come back or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing pretty badly. Tag division and even trios used to be their strongest area. Now, not so much. Where's Private Party? They were tag champs not long ago.
Yeah, good question. So, I just wanted to throw that out there as well. Anything else before we get out of here? Because we've been yapping for 2.5 hours now.
Ugh, no, I need to go to bed.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like super late.
My throat is clinging on for dear life.
All right, we'll get out of here. Enjoy Dynasty tomorrow. We'll be back next week. What do you mean no? What do you mean no? Yeah.
No, I will not.
How dare you tell me I'm going to enjoy something? We'll see you next week. We'll recap it all. Take care. Have a great one. And then also the week after that, WrestleMania. See you then. Good night.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
It's-